Hey everyone, my name is Ravi, and I am really looking forward to being the keynote speaker for your upcoming conference. I'm going to share a lot of stories from my life. I was the guitar player, probably what was the first millennial band on the planet. We were the top selling band in the world at the time, and needless to say, there were a lot of pretty amazing experiences that came out of that. I'm also a cultural diplomat for the U.S. Department of State, and that's really interesting because it has me going all over the world working with millennials. In fact, I just got back from Indonesia last week. And I created a songwriting camp that was sponsored and funded by the U.S. Department of State. And what was so interesting is we had millennial songwriters from all the ASEAN countries. So we had from Cambodia, from Indonesia, Philippines. What that translates to is collaborations between Buddhists, Christians, Muslims. It's pretty crazy. And I think maybe the recipe for world peace as well. It's a big subject, but you know what? I'm going to talk about it at the keynote because it is an important subject, especially when we're talking about education. I mean, let's face it, there are 80 million millennials in the United States. This is the largest generation on the planet. And they are currently students and, in many cases, faculty, administrators, soon now parents, and policymakers. So we need to figure out how they tick. And that's really what my keynote is about. We're going to talk about how to gain empathy for this generation because they have a lot to offer. And in a sense, we don't want to disrupt that because they really are going to change the world for the better. At least I believe so. And I think you will too after I get done delivering and sharing my thoughts on this subject. But it's really important that we do gain empathy for them. And in order to do that, we've got to think about all the events that have shaped their lives, the things that have caused them to think the way that they do and shape their values. Those are things that we're going to talk about because unless we understand them and evaluate them, we can't really work with them. And that's what it's all about. How do we collaborate with the millennials? How do we then influence them and help them to be the leaders that we really need in the world today? This is maybe the fundamental role in education, right? To create the leaders of tomorrow. And whether we like it or not, the millennials are the leaders of tomorrow. And I think we should like it. That's the whole point. So I think you're really going to enjoy it. A lot of great stories, a lot of great information. And not only will I stand up there and deliver the keynote, but I look forward to hanging out and getting to know each one of you personally. I always take the time to do that because, frankly, I learn as much from my audiences as I hope they learn from me. So I'm going to be counting on you to teach me a thing or two as well from your life experiences. So I look forward to seeing you soon. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best in your preparations to make sure that you have and get the most out of this conference. I'll see you soon.